Good evening, beautiful people. It is I, the one and only Sedacious Xavier Miles. And on behalf of me and my brothers, I just want to say thank you so much for rocking with us. We appreciate the support. You can go follow me at I am Sedacious. That's IAMSEDATAIOUS. I really appreciate it. I'm not at full strength tonight. We are not at full strength tonight. I am missing my brothers, but it's okay. Y'all got me, and we still rocking up. But please go follow them at EMAXstats. That's at EMCSTATS. Also, Steinhardt Izzo, also known as Big Brother Iron Man Sir. That's at SHINEHARDIZZO. And last but most certainly not least, my big dog, Black Peace. You can go follow him at BLAQUEACE. So I'm just going to get right into it. I ain't going to lie to y'all. The Lions played the San Francisco 49ers this past Sunday. And there was a time where the Lions head coach could have kicked a field goal. So the score is 24-27. And the Lions head coach, Dan Campbell, he could have kicked the field goal on 4th and 3 to tie the game and possibly go into overtime. Did he kick the field goal? No. This mofo decides to go for it on 4th and 3 when you could have kicked the field goal. And so all these analysts are like, well, if that's what got you there and, you just got to go with what you got. And I'm like, no, that's idiotic. That you have to be able to adjust as the levels get harder. Don't you play a video game, and when you play the video game, you get to use these different tools, and as you play through, you get different tools to get you through different levels? Like, what? Come on now. Just transitioning right into Lamar Jackson. Phenomenal season, Lamar Jackson. Hats off to you. He is MVP deserving. But there's something about Lamar Jackson that keeps everybody right about Lamar Jackson so far, because he's dynamic, he's elite to say the least. But when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, if you cannot read those defenses before you snap that ball, if they are showing something before you snap, and then as you snap the ball, it's a whole different defense, that's when the film room matters, Lamar. And so for me, I feel like the thing he's missing is that thing, because everybody knows I'm a Peyton Manning fan. I love Peyton Manning because Peyton Manning was dissecting defenses, right? And one can say it was at a time where they were not doing as much disguising as they do now, but they were still disguising, right? It was only so much disguising you could do to Peyton Manning. That was the issue, because he stayed in the film room understanding how this might look like this, but it could be this. So I'll have still this option or that option, right? When the work gets that meticulous, it's the people who really got the heart and who really, really love it, who really want to be the best and want to be the greatest, who will do the work to be able to get the wins, progress, succeed, right? So, but nevertheless, I say that Lamar Jackson had a phenomenal season. You couldn't have asked for a better season. It's just, Lamar, I just need you, bro, to be able to just dissect these defenses with your arm and also with your legs, right? Because it's spotty. To me, it's spotty. And the reason why it's spotty is because it hasn't been consistent enough and good enough to get you a chip yet. That's just how I feel. I feel like this season, you know what I'm saying? You had the team. Most would say you had the team. But they got after you. They got after you by their DBs being patient and them knowing that they have to control the pocket with you. And they just kept you congested the whole night. I hated to see it because you're so great. But when you're watching football for so long, you understand when it comes to the time where whatever that you did in the regular season, it comes to a stop now. So, but, that's it. Again, I can't say enough what a great season you had. It was great watching you play. It was fun watching you play. And yeah, that's it. And that's all I got. So I'm going to just move right into this. I want to touch on this just because I don't know. I just want to talk about it. So Meg Thee Stallion and Nicki Minaj are beefing right now, and it's because that Megan allegedly said something about Nicki's husband. Right now, before they did collabs together, and they did music together, and they seemed like they was cool. But you know how the music industry is. You just gotta kind of make friends, and well, I don't want to say make friends, whatever. Excuse me. You just kind of gotta. It's just the way it is. It's networking for real. You know what I mean? Just get your name out there. It's just doing the work. But for whatever reason, she said something about her husband, and Nicki just went left. He just went left. And I typically don't care for, Black women going at each other. But, these are, two female artists, and, we care about the culture here at Respect the Game. So I just wanted to kind of touch on it a little bit, But for me, if Megan Thee Stallion indeed said something about Nicki's husband, that's foul. You never come out your mouth about anybody, let alone another woman, Black woman's husband, right? But at the same time, Nicki, your response could have had more class as well. And I don't judge. I don't judge. I just like to walk the righteous way all the time. And for me, I just, it's just how I see it, because fire never, fire only begets fire. We know that. Right? So that's just why I am with it. And I'm not gonna go into Nicki's response. You can go look it up. It's just I really hate to see it, but at the same time, it's publicity is no publicity is bad publicity. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That old saying. Moving on. Patrick Mahomes. Man, Patrick Mahomes is the real deal, ladies and gentlemen. The real deal. The Thriller in Manila. I'm sorry. My boy is like, I don't even know if this young man is 30 yet, and he already has 3 Super Bowls. Don't quote me on that. I don't know, but I know he's young, and I know he is killing it. God bless that young man. It is so fun to watch him play. It is so fun to watch him overcome. It's good to see ahead of time the things that he would have to go through, and then he would actually have to go through them and then overcome. Like it's so cool. Every time I look at the Chiefs as the NFL's Golden State, like back in Golden State's heyday, it's like you can't really do nothing with them. As I explained to my brothers on the podcast before, like it's you can't do nothing with this man. He has a championship DNA. I marvel at it. I really do. Okay. My bad. I didn't even see you, bro. Ladies and gentlemen, my brother Black Peace has joined me. Well, we're at halfway street. We're at halfway street. Hey. So, bro, I'm touching on Patrick Mahomes, man. I mean, you can go ahead and have the floor.
You can pause that right there, sir. I've never heard anything of that.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I'm in my podcast groove. I was doing my hosting and my moderating. Excuse me, I'm all over the place. But yeah.
Just keep your hands to yourself, sir. No, as you were saying, I was listening in. Time and time again, he has proven he is the second coming. Yeah, man, the dude's unstoppable, man. I say he's an athletic hybrid. Fun facts about Patrick Mahomes: he played 3 sports. I did not know he played basketball at one point and was averaging around 19 points a game. Very impressive in high school. Of course, everybody knows about his baseball history. He did get drafted, but just didn't want to play. Decided to pursue football, and I mean, dude, salute to Patrick Mahomes, man. Just he slayed pretty much every quarterback except for Mr. Joe Shiesty, and I believe did he get one on him or he's never got it?
I don't believe so. I don't believe they've been able to play each other.
which I feel like builds up for great cinematic drama. So look forward to that. Look forward to next year. But we're gonna stick on to this year and give Patrick Mahomes his flowers, whether he wins, loses, or draws. Well, wins or loses in the Super Bowl. I want to do that right now. Give him his flowers because for him to achieve so much in so little time at a rapid pace, it's phenomenal. He's been able to get over the bearing of a quarterback getting figured out and has made himself unfigure outable. So
Right.
a lot of players have certain qualities they bring to the table, and that's his thing. Y'all. You cannot figure out Patrick Mahomes. You know, he's not too mobile, he's not too arm heavy, he's not too pass dominant to where he feel like, oh, I got to pass the whole entire drive. He can give it to Pacheco. He's not that selfish. I feel like, man, he's unstoppable force, and the only thing that can stop him is himself. And the way it's going, he ain't stopping himself. So,
Yeah.
hats off to Patrick Mahomes, man.
Them boys just winning, man. Them boys just winning. So San Francisco, that's kind of a sore spot for me, but if I'm gonna be real and respect the game, I have to, give them their flowers and, congratulate them from making it out of NFC. As you guys know, the Cowboys are in the NFC, right? So clearly we didn't make it. So, I'm gonna give it up to them. Really good season, really good coach, really good defense. Brock Purdy showed that he has some grit. So you really, you can't hate on them, man. That they're there. They're where everybody want to be, and I just got to give them to them, bro.
I agree. I at one point felt like Brock Purdy was surrounded by great players only, and he was just kind of like game manager. But at this point, with Debo being banged up and McCaffrey having a lackluster first half and just kind of just strapping it on and being that leader, like I give him his flowers, man. Like Brock Purdy, I can't say you earned the MVP because I feel like there's another person who's already been eliminated and deserves that MVP. But I definitely give you your flowers as a up and coming great quarterback in the league that's going to be able to save this league, really save the NFC because I feel like the NFC is dying out slowly but surely, and I feel like he's definitely the heartbeat of the NFC at this point.
Hey, I can't say nothing against it. As a Cowboys fan, I just gotta. I can't. I can't. My team not there, and I mean, not that I necessarily disagree. You could be right. It's just like I said, San Fran is a sore spot for me because of what they did to us in Week 4. It's just and they look like the way that they beat us. They look like they were Super Bowl bound Week 4 to me. So, nevertheless, so bro, before I move on, I did touch on pause. I did speak about Dan Campbell. And I would like for you to weigh in. I would love for you to weigh in.
So last week, I did definitely say that I vouched for the Lions, counted that the head coach is part of the Lions, but I was more supporting the players of the Lions team. When I said that I felt like they can make it to the Super Bowl, or they have a good run in them, and so on and so forth. I believed in the players. I never quite said that I agree with their coaching decisions. I like Jerry Goff. I like St. Brown. I like Gibbs. I like Montgomery. I like Laporta. I like the defense, but I never quite liked the staff, which brings you to Dan Campbell. He's had numerous calls this year that have been highly questionable. But everybody turn the page. When you win it, nobody cares. When you have a good record, nobody cares. You're at the top of your division, nobody cares. But they will always think that, at some point he's going to stop with the buffoonery and, buckle down in the times that he needs. The first sign that made me question it and just didn't want to give it too much energy was the Dallas game. Because it was the Dallas game, if I'm not mistaken, with the whole ineligible situation, right?
Ladies and gentlemen, our stats guy.
Yes, that is true.
Hence the name EMAC Stats.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, forgive us if we misquote stats today. But go ahead, bro. I mean, go ahead.
But yeah, man, it's just like when that happened, it was just like that should have been a clear sign of like, okay, when situations happen, he's not going to know what exactly to do. I think he's a great leader, a great motivator, but that's as far as it goes. I don't think he's a great coach. I think he's a great leader of men as far as confidence, because obviously he showed he had the cojones, to go for it on 4th and 3 twice in red zone, not red zone, but in field goal territory, clear cut field goal territory, might I add you. So you know what I'm saying? Like, I look at him as more of a Bill O'Brien style coach, which means like at the end of the day, your decision making is just pure. It's piss poor, dude. You have all the talent in the world, and you literally don't know what to do and how to utilize them correctly, and that's your downfall. Prime example: when Bill O'Brien had the Texans at their peak, they had 2 defensive juggernauts, which are Davian Clowney and Hush Baby and J.J. Watt. Also, they had, this is what had me get on late. I do apologize. Also, they had Deshaun Watson at quarterback, who's a pretty good quarterback, of course. Then you have our running game was pretty decent, and we had a good receivers. The fact that we didn't get number 1 seed, the fact that we couldn't get past the first round of the playoffs, that showed you that he didn't know what to do with a good assembly of men. He didn't know what to do. So Dan Campbell, I feel like he's good for the Detroit organization, but I don't think he needs to be the head coach at all. Like that's out of the question. Do not put him there, because the head coach makes those fourth and 3 decisions. The coach makes those onside kick decisions. The coach makes those eligible player trick play decisions, and it falls all on them, nobody else. So
in a sense, man, I mean, for me, bro, and I already spoke on it before, but what you're saying, made me think about something else. For me, like, that's all fine and dandy if it worked in the regular season and it worked in a few playoff games for you to get to the conference championship. But, bro, when you're there, right, and you can continue to stay there, you don't have to put yourself at a disadvantage. You continue to stay there by kicking a field goal. And what I mean by you being there is like you, your coaching staff, your quarterback, your receivers, the team, the city of Detroit that are, rooting for you guys, and just saw y'all give up a 17-point lead, right? How you give up a 17-point lead and don't kick the field goal and go for it on 4th and 3? How you do that? Sorry, you give up a 17-point lead and then you lose the lead. That's what you do.
Also have so many different people on your shoulders. You have Hall of Famers that are depending on you.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
You have Hall of Famers depending on you, man.
You have players who really been working hard their whole life to get to work hard enough and put in the work and execute to get their head coach in a position to just kick a field goal to tie the game, to keep their hopes, to keep these dreams alive of being to the Super Bowl. And their head coach goes for it on a 4th and 3.
It reminds me of a punt while you have a 3-point lead that a certain coach did as well.
I'm really still trying to wrap my head around. It's crazy
how
I really still be trying to wrap my head around that.
That's the question. Which is worse? Because you're not a fan of either or, but the pain is still there. Was the punt while the fake punt while the Texans were up 3 possessions against the Chiefs worse, or was not going for it on 2 separate occasions and 4th down in the second half in field goal territory? Which was worse? Them not being able to get them going on 4th down twice, or Bill O'Brien doing the field goal? Doing the fake punt. Which one was worse?
I'm gonna say them
Because they always be bad. They both bad coaches.
I'm gonna have to go fake punt, bro. I'm gonna have to go fake punt.
Fake punt? I gotta argue with you on that.
No, well,
To a certain extent.
no. I'm standing on business. You're right.
Yo,
What's good,
The
bro?
stat man is in. We're good, guys.
Okay.
We're good. We're gonna have
We got
everything
some
accurate and
audio
on
in here
point.
tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, E-Mac Stacks is joining us through audio. We appreciate you for stopping by tonight, brother.
1000%. First and foremost, shout out to my wife for being our producer tonight. Making sure
Gay.
So shout out to baby for that. And two, shout out to my brothers for holding it down. Tag team champions tonight. I was trying to like let y'all be on y'all own, but the conversation was getting too good as I'm driving. I was like, nah, I want to like put my two in. But credit to y'all, my brothers. Triple salute to y'all, man, for holding it down.
Yeah.
And my
I appreciate it, brother.
Those absences we're pursuing fiercely towards consistency. So shout out to y'all for holding it down tonight in the visual aspect. What's up, beautiful people? Indeed. What's up, beautiful people? Thank y'all for tuning in. To Darnell's question, beautiful question, Darnell. I would say Dan Campbell's field goal in the fourth quarter, him going forward on 4th and 3 in the fourth quarter, it's by far worse because you were in a position where, and I feel like the language is like needed, so I'm not like trying to go off on like, I'm not trying to be utterly explicit, but
he's so explicit, folks. He can't even say anything.
Right. So, what's our boy gets down with the film, and shout out to him. And y'all really should go follow each and every last one of us because we're all eccentric and unique in our own little way. But
can y'all hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, he's back. But I wanted to just tell the people that he get down with the film. And so what he does is he spends his time making sure that our youth get the notoriety and the exposure that they deserve. And we appreciate him for caring about the future. But go ahead, bro. Take it away.
Oh, yes. And I want to come back to that. Remind me to talk about that, the highlights and stuff. Absolutely for next week. I'll touch on it a little bit tonight. But
of course.
Yeah. Darnell, to Darnell's question, and excuse the language if you're in the car with your kids. Dan Campbell going for it on 4th and 3 in the fourth quarter against the 49ers when you're down 3 was absolutely worse than what Bill O'Brien did, simply because in the Lions case, you couldn't have afforded no fuck ups. You were like you ran out of like fuck ups in that situation. Like you need to be as close to perfect with your play calling and your decision making as you possibly could have been in that situation. And whereas, with Bill O'Brien's like you up by 3 scores, like you go for a fake punt, like all right, whatever, we're still up 21. So I would highly lean towards like Dan Campbell decision making being worse in the comparison of those situations. Yeah, I believe that's all I wanted to say on that. Dan. Oh, this is also what I wanted to say. The reason that isn't a bad call, right? I feel like most people are in an uproar of like it being hindsight, like, oh, you didn't get it, so therefore, like, off with your head, let's crucify you. But going for it on 4th and 3 wasn't a bad decision. The play that you called to try to convert on a first down in that situation was horrific. A 4th and 3 you needed, you either gonna trust, try to run it up the gut, you know what I'm saying, if that's what you decide to do, or you're gonna find a quick route to like throw it to. Like he called 4th and 3. I could be wrong. I don't believe there was nobody in the backfield. I may just be hallucinating, but He called 4th and 3, and he dropped back as if he was trying to make a 10-yard completion. Like, bro, we need 3 yards. That's it. Like, he trying to go through progression. Like, there needs to be
No,
a
there
play
was
call.
nobody in the backfield.
Huh?
There was nobody in the backfield.
Okay, so I'm not hallucinating. So we know you're going to throw it. Jared Goff in that situation don't need to drop back and be trying to fit and going through reads. They need to have a sure one route, St. Brown, where you at type of route. I'm just to drop back 1, 2, 3, and I'm like zipping it to you for a 5-yard catch, like a slant on the inside, preferably if it's there. Like, for Jared Goff to drop and try to like throw the ball 10 yards, like, bro, that was idiotic. And I don't know if like, and it maybe if we go back and look at the routes, like, I don't think nobody was really running like a quick 5-yard route.
No, they wasn't.
And so, like, it's not the fact that he tried to go for it on 4th and 3. It's the play call that you decided to go with to like convert on that 4th and 3. That's more like just sinful, if you will.
Yeah. So I mean, I can't necessarily disagree that it was a good call, but I don't necessarily agree as well. Because our saying is, you got to put your nuts on the line. That's just how we feel about it. That's just how we are respect the game. You know what I'm saying? We going for it. You know what I'm saying? It's scared money don't make none. But just to think about the fact that you could have at least extended the game, it wouldn't have been for sure you could, possibly gain the opportunity to go ahead and get a go-ahead touchdown. Yeah. But, yeah, I guess it's like you said. It's because it didn't work. We all like, you should have kicked the field goal.
That's the equivalent to when people ask the question like, hey, do you want to make a layup for $1 million or try to shoot a 3 for $100 million? I'm gonna take that up every day of the week, bro. And like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I believe in my jumper. You know what I'm saying? She like a good woman. She'll never leave you. But I'm gonna take that free throw every day of the week. You know
Also, to the Lions season, this is what made me believe that the Lions had a chance. It's the same reason why they got eliminated in the playoffs. Because almost every game last year were decided in either a bad decision or things going to go their way. That's literally how they lost almost every game last year. That's what made me believe this year they had a solid chance of making the playoffs, even make a playoff run. Super Bowl, that was a bit of a stretch. But I had a feeling like they were going to be a team to be reckoned with. And it's crazy how they trade in almost, it's like they flip-flop. And they trade in, okay, we're going to have a lot more success. We might have a couple mess-ups, but we're going to have a lot of success. And we're going to push it over to a point where it all comes down to all our bad luck falls into one game. And that's what I felt happened. It's like, yeah, they had some mishaps throughout the season, but it took all the way until the last game of the season for them to like relive what's been going to them like the last couple seasons or the last 20 years or whatever. So it was just very interesting to see like, dang, they had a lot of stuff go right for them this year. And then when they really needed it to go right, like it didn't go right. And I felt like Dan Campbell in the back of his head felt like the game owed him something. But at the end of the day, the game don't owe nobody nothing, bruh. So that's what I felt like could have been rolling in the back of his head. Like, bro, nothing been going our way for the last so many years. This has to be our time for something to go right for the Lions. But when you have Hall of Famers that are retired depending on you, you have a whole literal city depending on you. When you have, I mean,
Eminem.
Like, you have so many people depending on you. You can't risk like putting all your cards on the line or whatever. You can't do it. I'm sorry. You got to be considerate of others.
And you in Detroit.
He wins the selfish award, in my opinion. I feel like that wasn't thinking about him. I feel like that was selfish.
I would say to that D, again, I lean more towards the play call. Like I, a saying that I have for myself is like, a man afraid to lose don't deserve to win. You know what I'm saying? And there's that balance between like, oh, we're gonna praise Dan Campbell, because he had the balls to make that play. And I hear what you're saying down there. Like he came off as if like the universe owed him because of, all his past experience. Like the game don't owe you. Like the game honors like good play calling. At no point are you entitled. You know what I'm saying? As they say, as pros say, to win a championship, you need just a little bit of luck. But like you gotta respect the game through and through and understand that like there ain't no guarantees. And here's another thing, Sedacious. You could I already made the point that you could blame the play call and not necessarily the decision to go for it. However, you damn well can call it a bad decision to decide to go for it because you're not reading the room. They just ran off 21 points against y'all in the third quarter. What makes you think your defense is going to get you the ball back in the fourth quarter? And so if you look at it from that perspective as well, you could be like, nah, you bugging, Dan Campbell. Like, it is no reason for you to have confidence in your defense after how they just let them storm back in the third quarter. Granted, one of those touchdown conversions were off of a fumble that they got off of the Lions. But yeah, bro. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I say kick field goal and tell your D to buckle down. But I'm not an NFL coach, but hey, that's just the way the cookie crumbles. We just want to say congratulations to the San Francisco 49ers and the Kansas City Chiefs for making it to the Super Bowl. Super Bowl is February 8th. Is that the Super Bowl? I'm asking. I don't know.
Sounds about right.
Whenever next, not this upcoming Sunday, two Sundays from now. Is the
Super Bowl's 2 Sundays from now. Check it out. So LeBron James, triple-double. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to say about this guy anymore. At this point, there's nothing else to say. Just
February 12th, Super Bowl.
February 12th. Man, triple-double at the age of 88. I mean, just
hold on, Dacious. What triple-double you talking about?
He have a triple. He got I read somewhere he had a triple-double the other day. Or was it a double-double?
I mean, with all due respect to the king, I could care less about his triple-double when we got Luka Bryson, who just dropped 73 the last time we did the podcast. We said Luka had 73, and we talked about Joel 70, and I think Devin Booker was in between that with like maybe 60 or something like that.
Oh, I didn't know it was happening like that. Yeah.
Nah, I feel like
I'm gonna get mines off. LeBron is still the king, and I just want to let that be known. And of course, we could talk about the young and up and comers. But I read somewhere, and it doesn't matter if he scored the triple-double because for no reason at all, I'm just gonna say LeBron James, and I'll let you have the floor. Go ahead, my man. Talk your ish now.
Nah, man. I definitely have. Well, I'll pose this question. I've been posing this question. Luka or Devin Booker as a franchise player? Luka or Devin Booker?
Are you serious?
For the sake of conversation.
Are you serious? I'm not a Devin Booker fan, brother. He's in my mind, a watered down Ray Allen. Light skinned watered down Ray Allen, in my mind.
I wouldn't compare Ray Allen because I feel like the bulk of his scoring is off the dribble as opposed to Ray Allen is like a pure catch and shoot.
No.
I mean, like
no. You
for
talking about Ray Allen, brother?
I mean,
Somebody-
Ray Allen was certified with the Bucks and his upcoming, but I feel like we know him more as like a pure knockdown. I feel like the essence of like who he is and as a totality, what he in the Hall of Fame for is like his sharp shooting ability as like a catch and shoot dagger type of guy. Not to limit him and say he couldn't do other things, but I just feel like that's the core of what he put, like he hung his hat on, being able to like be a catch and shoot, knockdown catch.
Are you talking about like the last 4 years of his career?
Off into the sunset with, but he was definitely an all-around offensive player at one point and just kind of like coasted off his knees.
Dog. Ray Allen was a dog, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Now he like, no offense, like not
I mean, like,
time, but it was a little bit before your time of like he
old ass nigga.
So that's what mainly like me and Sedacious is saying. It's like we know what you mean, but it's just like he kind of stronger name before that. It's just like he just got so good at it, it just took over his thing.
Because he got old. I get
what y'all saying. I get what y'all saying. Like my eye of Ray Allen is like more in his like.
You see it with the Miami Heat.
Jamal Crawford was raw before he came off the bench, but people will look at him as a cold 6 man. Same thing with Lou Williams. Like they'll point out the fact, he's a cold 6 man. It's like, no, he was cold when he started. Wait, why you like what you talking about?
Jamal Crawford used to start. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, careers before they got on the bench. Like for real.
Right. Lou Williams started.
No.
like Lou Williams was starting point guard when he came to the NBA for a minute.
But as you know,
before he became a 6
man, so it's just like it's the same aspect when it comes to that. But to circle back, I don't understand why we even comparing them to be honest with you, bro.
Right. I said water down.
With Luka in the same positions, Booker would have had 2 rings.
So it's unanimous that we would all take Luka over Devin Booker.
He would have 2 rings by now for sure. If you had a Chris Paul, he's a playmaker, he would have made it work some kind of way, to be honest.
Of course. In my mind, there wasn't a question, brother. I'm sorry.
Nah, bro. I feel like there's a lot of Devin Booker stands out there. So, like, I would be intrigued to hear, like, the hate mail that we could get for this. But I also feel like it's not close either. And y'all know me, like, I care not. Like, what you do in the regular season matters, but it can easily be taken away if you don't rise to the occasion in the playoffs. And to, like, for Devin Booker to be the poster child of, like, the Kobe, the elk of, like, Mamba mentality, right? For him to be that and squander away an NBA Finals opportunity and then squander away being blown off the court at his house in a Game 7, it makes me question. It's like, are you an elite? Are you like an elite scorer, or are you just a high volume shooter?
That's it.
If that makes sense. It's just like, do you just like have the green lights to be able to take as many shots as you want, so at any given moment is Devin Booker a Hall of Famer right now if he were to retire?
No, of course not.
In the way that I feel about like Devin Booker dropping 60 plus the other week, when I heard about it, I was like, nigga, you better, like, you got Kevin Durant
KD.
and you got KD and Bradley Beal on your team. They can't double team you. You should. Like, good job.
Right.
What's what I'm telling you? Good work. Keep up the good job like you supposed to. Like, that's the least you can do. But here's the thing, and here's where it transfers over. I said this beginning of the season, I would have to go pull it up. I told y'all, I may even text it as well. I was like, I am not high on the Phoenix Suns. They are not a championship caliber team. Devin Booker dropped 60 plus. They lost to a was that a Tyrese Halliburton list Indiana Pacers, I believe that was. Like, how you drop 65 and y'all still lose against a team who don't have their best player? And it's like, when you think about that, it's just like, dang, like Devin Booker, like these bunches of these bunches that he should be able to score and like don't translate into winning. Yeah, man. I'm like at work, so I'm trying to like pull up these stats while I'm at work. Cause like, yeah, like D Book, like they lost big. He had the 60 plus, they lost, and then the following game he may have went off for like 40, and they lost again. And it's just like, yeah, bro. The Suns is not who people think they are, bro. To a degree, like you have to respect the X's and O's of the game. Like on paper, him, Kevin Durant, all they look cute. You think they about to score 150 points combined to beat people? It's not gonna happen, bro. Like it's not gonna happen.
With a legendary score, Kevin Durant, why is anybody as his teammate scoring over 50 points? That is something that I am just not quite computing.
Because
And
he got the like.
Loosen up the tension of it. And I say that because you lost. Now, if you would have won, it makes sense. Okay, you had to spearhead it. But the fact that you lost, it just seems like you did it in vain at this point. Because you taking over like that, they just made you unstoppable. And you should be able to do what you need to do. And the team should be feeding off that energy. But the fact that like I said, man, I've never quite been on the Devin Booker train, the bandwagon. Honestly, personally, bro, it's just I looked at him as a like I said, a nice volume shooter. He can score at will when he feels like it. But when it comes to the aspect of getting the job done, I think he slept when Kobe had that press conference. I think he was sleeping somewhere.
Oh, it's Josh, not John. No,
He must have been celebrating when Kobe was still in the mode because he didn't get that. Stay focused, get it done. That's nice to have the points. That's nice to have assists. That's nice to have a highlight. Get the dub. Period.
Mm-hmm.
No stop excuses. 0-2-0, you let that slip out your hands. That's pitiful. You let a what? You let a.
Oh, right here it go, y'all. Devin Booker dropped 62 against the Pacers last week. Dropped 62 against the Pacers, and they lost. And he followed that 62-point performance over the 44-point game against the Magic, in which they lost.
So how far do you guys see the Phoenix Suns going this year?
I mean, it just depending on the matchup. I'm not guaranteeing they getting out of nobody's first round. Just depending on the matchup.
Wow.
I get some respect. I say second round. Second round, gentleman sweep. Second round, gentleman sweep.
That's crazy,
bro. Depending on the matchup,
the NBA is very talented,
and they in the West, bro. Depending on the match, like, bro, like, bro. All right, I ain't get the research today, so I want to make I'm trying my best to like not just fly off like what I think and believe, and I have statistical data to back it up solely. But bro, it ain't nobody. It's literally nobody over there but Bradley Beal, Kevin Durant, and Devin Booker. They not fist to combine for 150 points to beat nobody. It's not happening.
Like, and that's just offensive power, man. The defense wins championships. But I'm sorry, Black Peace. Oh, you said second round, gentlemen, second round. And I don't even know, man. I don't even know. And whoever said they in the West, Edward said that they was in the West. I can't call
it. It's definitely not no walk in the park. We all know that.
Oh yeah, no, not at all. And I got to throw my Lakers in there somewhere. So they,
Denver, they not damn Denver.
Oh,
I mean, technically compete with if you think about it. That's a strong playoff team, not even a play-in team, a strong playoff team. So I think they'll be able to get the 6th seed. I think they're strong enough to do that. But
so Darnell, peep this, right? So real quick, here's the standings for if the playoffs were today, you got at number 1 through 8. Minnesota number 1, Denver number 2, OKC 3, Clippers 4, Sacramento Kings 5, Phoenix is 6. Dallas is 7. The Pelicans are 8. At that 6 seed, Phoenix would have to go against OKC.
The one team they could possibly beat, they're not going to match up against, and that's the Pelicans. And even then, I'm not even solid on that, to be honest. Like
the Pelicans, they got to go through a play-in tournament with the Lakers and Dallas. I say Dallas make the playoffs, and if the Phoenix, you know what I'm saying? If Phoenix they fall any lower than 6, they got to go through Denver. Minnesota got to prove it to me, just for me to get them homage type respect. They got to be able to prove it first. We're not gonna crown them until they prove it in the playoffs. Talking about 60-point games. Triple salute to Karl Anthony Towns. He dropped 62, 64 recently. Also last week, same day that Embiid dropped 70. I think we didn't see it after we got off the pod last week, but yeah, man.
Wow. So you said Tatum 70. No. Luka scored 70, right?
72.
Luka
72.
73.
There you go.
How much Jason Tatum scored, you said?
Not Jason Tatum, Karl Anthony Towns.
Okay. Because I remember you were speaking about somebody having 70, then 60. So go ahead, brother.
Devin Booker had 60 last week. Karl Anthony Towns had 60 last week.
Devin Booker, right?
Yeah, Devin Booker, Karl Anthony Towns 60, Joel Embiid 70 ball.
I'm a Jason Tatum fan. I don't know where I got Jason Tatum from. I'm like, what Jason Tatum score again? We talked about everybody else but Jason. Beautiful people. That is what you call a great episode. Again, we want to thank you so much for rocking with us. We really, really appreciate it. We want to wish our brother Emac Stats safety, and that the Lord cover him while he's out at work. We really appreciate it. Our brother Shine he said he had a little headache, and hopefully he gets better. Black Peace, I thank you so much for rocking with me tonight, man.
Shout out.
Go follow at EMCSTATS at BLAQUEPEACE at SHINEHARDIZZO at IAMSEDATAIOUS. Beautiful people. Have a good night. We love you. Thank you.